You can make your way there, as well as Uhuru Park. Those matches will be shown, of course, through those televisions via KBC Channel 1. Remember, Chan Iko KBC, as we continue to root for our boys, that is Harambee Stars. Let's ensure we do not, to Sichome in short, we shall not go to those stadiums if you do not have tickets for those specific matches. Good afternoon. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli. We start off with the head of state, where President William Ruto has directed all ministries, departments and agencies to advertise on digital platforms to grow the digital economy. The president said this will create jobs and increase income for creatives in the country. The president noted that more of the resources channeled on the digital platform, the more of the industry will thrive.
I have directed all ministries, departments and agencies to prioritize advertising on the digital platforms to grow our digital economy, create jobs and increase incomes for our creatives.
Music also helps us to fight the negative things that we want to discourage from our society. Corruption, laziness, and all manner of bad behavior, including violence and crime.
Talent is across our institutions. And it has vindicated us today, Your Excellency, that the competency-based education program that we are undertaking is actually the right way to go.
Elsewhere, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has called for the compensation of former Northeastern Province victims who suffered state-led atrocities. Duale spoke in Balambala during the launch of Balambala Municipality, where he said the establishment of the special framework for the compensation of victims of demonstrations and public protests dating back to 2017 by President William Ruto ought to also include the Wagala, Garissa and Wajir victims. His remarks were reiterated by the local leaders, who said inclusion of the region in compensation is vital to ensure one is not left behind.
If there will be a compensation for people who died in Kenya, the people of Wagala must be compensated. The people of Garissa Gubai must be compensated. The people of Malkamari in Mandera must be compensated.
The port of Lamu is rapidly cementing its position as a regional maritime powerhouse, with a surge in vessel activity, positioning it as a key transshipment hub along the East African coast. Since its operationalization in 2021, the port has steadily grown in strategic importance, handling containerized and bulk cargo as well as motor vehicles bound for various destinations.
The Port of Lamu is fast emerging as a key transshipment hub in East Africa. The port has been handling containerized and bulk cargo, as well as motor vehicles destined for countries such as Mozambique, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Seychelles, Comoros, and Madagascar. A major milestone was the docking of the MV Nagoya Express, the longest vessel to berth in East Africa, highlighting Lamu's capability to handle ultra-large container ships due to its deep draft and modern infrastructure. Global shipping line CMA-CGM has begun regular transshipment operations, and other major carriers like Maersk, One Line and MSC have expressed interest.
As you can see, today we have a vessel by the name of Lobivia, which has carried 592 containers, transshipment containers, to be dropped, to be discharged at the port of Lamu. And other vessels will be calling here to pick this transshipment cargo to other destinations.
Port officials, including General Manager Captain Abdulaziz Mzee, confirmed growing demand and inquiries from even larger vessels, with plans to diversify cargo operations, including potential bulk shipments for a U.S. airbase in Lamu.
We have had inquiries of a vessel coming in of up to 340 meters long. Between now and the end of the month, we are expecting 9 calls from CMS CGM. Tomorrow morning, there is a vessel that we are expecting to berth. She's sailed a little bit late from the port of Mombasa.
These developments position Lamu as a vital maritime gateway for the region. For Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
Now, a joint sting operation by the police and the National Authority for the campaign against alcohol and drug abuse in Nakada has recovered rolls of bang and arrested suspects at a notorious drug trafficking homestead on the outskirts of Kisii town. Now, Kisii County Police Commander Ronald Kirui and Nakada Head of Enforcement Nicholas Koech said the suspects, who was apprehended in April this year and was released on bond, escaped the drug net.
This similar suspect, we arrested some few weeks ago, took him to court by trafficking narcotics. He's before court with about 292 kilograms of the same similar substance.
In April, we made a very huge raid here, a sting operation, and it's before court. But unfortunately, we are still receiving the same complaints of the same habitual offender. And that's why we are here. So I want to really and sincerely thank the public for sharing information. We as Nakada act promptly on complaints. Kindly still forward the same to our office for action.
To education matters now, thousands of trained but unemployed P1 teachers are raising alarm over what they describe as years of neglect in recruitment, despite an acute shortage of teachers in many schools across the country. In a statement, the teachers say not a single one of them has been recruited in recent years. The teachers are now calling for a mass hiring drive to fill the over 10,000 vacancies left by recent retirees. They have given the Teacher Service Commission 14 days to take action or face a peaceful nationwide protest, warning that the situation is pushing many into despair after decades of waiting.
Who have stayed out for more than 10 years, to be employed with immediate effect. Demand number 2, all the TSC teaching replacements should be done timely and must be advertised.
Niambie, miaka 10 umeingia kwa barabara, bado unatafuta kazi. Ushafanya ile ya kwanza ambao walituambia tufanye P1 certificate, tumefanya, tumekamilisha. Na wanasema tena turudi ndiposa uje upate kazi. Utarudi tena na huna uhakika wa kuja kuwa utapata kazi.
You who is a P1 teacher who got graduated in 2014, you are not being employed. What is the government doing? Is it something that gives the teachers morale to go and do education? Please, we are kindly requesting the Ministry of Education, TSC, kindly help us solve this issue.
Farmers have been urged to adopt climate-smart agricultural technologies to boost food production amid increasing climate-related challenges. Speaking during preparation for the upcoming Migori ASK show, the Agricultural Society of Kenya Chief Executive Officer, that is Batra Mudhoka, emphasized the need for sustainable farming practices as unpredictable weather patterns continue to affect agricultural productivity across the country. The Migori ASK show is set to bring together various agricultural stakeholders who will showcase innovation in irrigation, soil conservation, among others.
are expecting so many exhibitors coming in. I'm expecting about 60 who will be showcasing in this year's show. Already 28 to 30 have confirmed they are coming to participate in this year's show.
The show preparations are at an advanced stage. Very good preparations, as she has just said, looking at more than 60 exhibitors coming in for the show. Looking again at probably more than 200,000 people coming through our gates for the show that runs from the 25th to the 27th of this month.
It is exactly at the top of the hour. We'll be taking a short commercial break. Once we come back, we'll be informing you on more stories, even what will be happening at the Kasarani Stadium as we are set to take on Zambia. So don't go too far.
certificate and diploma level. Sensei Institute of Technology. My skills, my future.
Kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Jumapili tuko na mechi kati ya Kenya na Zambia pale Kasarani. Mimi nawaomba Wakenya, tafadhali tusichome mechi. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na taratibu kufuatana na sheria ya CAF. Na nimeambia kaunti ya Nairobi na wizara ya michezo waweke fan bases. Tutaweka mahali wananchi katika city, sehemu tofauti tofauti, ili wale ambao hawawezi kufika Kasarani kwa sababu hakuna nafasi, pia wapate nafasi ya kuona mechi hiyo in different parts of the city and country.
Mbiu ya mgambo ikilia, jua kuna jambo. Jumapili hii vijana wa nyumbani Harambee Stars watamenyana na timu ya Zambia kujua ni nani atafuzu kuingia robo finali. Stesheni uipendayo ya KBC Channel 1 imekuwa ikikuletea michuano hii kwa njia mwafaka. Na Jumapili hii tumekuandalia extravaganza kali sana pale ambapo tutakuletea mechi hii mtaani kwako kupitia big screens. Jumapili hii tupatane pale Babadogo Grounds na Clayworks Grounds Githurai kuanzia saa 6 mchana kwenye watch party yetu, na upate burdan safi kutoka kwa ma DJ na ma MCs wa noma. Come to watch game pamoja na tuwe safe. Juu game ni mbogi. Support Harambee Stars. Protect the game.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to more news, where Chinese ambassador to Kenya, that is Guo Haiyan, has underscored the importance of deepening Kenya-China ties in peace, development and cultural exchange as both nations continue to strengthen diplomatic and economic cooperation. Speaking in Nairobi County during the launch of the exhibition marking the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War, Ambassador Guo called for partnership that not only to remember history but also safeguard peace for future generations.
At the Nairobi National Museum, a solemn commemoration. Senior officials, diplomats and historians gathering to reflect on the sacrifices that helped defeat fascism 8 decades ago.
So this is just during the Battle of Shanghai, just to mention.
Powerful displays, photographs, wartime artifacts, rare documents tell the story of a global fight for freedom and why safeguarding peace remains urgent today.
We should take history as a mirror, strengthen the resolve to safeguard peace, draw wisdom and strength from the profound lessons of World War II and the great victory of the World Anti-Fascist War, resolutely oppose hegemony and power politics of all forms, and work together to create better future for the human race.
The commemoration also highlighted the role of the Chinese military in defeating Japanese forces during the War of Resistance. Today, the People's Liberation Army celebrated not only as a symbol of that historic victory, but also as a modern force committed to safeguarding peace and stability.
As the governor of Kisii County, I draw inspiration from this history to reaffirm our commitment to unity, peace, and development. Let us honor those sacrifices by working together to build a better future for our communities and the world.
Beyond remembrance, the forward-looking message, cooperation that deepens people-to-people links, skills and opportunity alongside trade and infrastructure.
A few days ago, a certain country claimed that it would conduct a so-called review of Kenya's relationship with China. Kenya-China friendly cooperation is for the well-being of our two peoples. What does it have to do with other countries? It is typically Cold War mentality and hegemonic behavior to disrupt other countries developing friendly cooperation. It's out of narrow-minded prejudice to serve their own interests, which we absolutely oppose.
On the ground, collaboration reaches counties, transport corridors, agri-projects, technical training and cultural programs shaping daily life.
I would like to explore joint initiatives with the Embassy of China to Kenya and other like-minded partners by creating programs that provide women and girls with skills, training, access to credit, and market linkages to help them start and grow their businesses, among other initiatives.
Curated by the Chinese Embassy in Kenya with Xinhua News Agency, the exhibition runs from August 15 to August 31st. Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, youths have been challenged to take up courses suited for the beauty industry that will enable them to start their businesses rather than waiting for formal employment. This clarion call was made in Ongata Rongai after 25 youths graduated following a short stint training in hairdressing and beauty. The director and founder of Kabura Hairdressing, Dr. Rachel Wairimu, together with her counterpart Joyce Kabura, urged the youth to acquire hand-skilled training to realize their dreams and support their families. Leaders present promised to support more youths in the country through bursaries.
Support even their young children, because some of them have children. So we are giving them these skills so that even when they are in their houses, when they are in their homes, they know they have something they can use to bring them some income to support their children and even the whole family.
Wale wamegraduate leo ni wanafunzi 25 na wamekuwa wakijifunza hairdressing and beauty, na pia kuna wale wa ICT. Huwa tunawasupport at least wakuje, because wengine walipata watoto kama wajamaliza shule.
Also, over 900 tea farmers from Kimuye Tea Factory in Kirinyaga County have graduated after a 6-month training. The training focused on crop diversification, land management and improvement of their livelihoods through climate-smart and regenerative agriculture. The farmers were also trained on how to embrace organic farming and the importance of proper bookkeeping in agribusiness.
Bereni tulikuwa tuna depend na chai peke yake, lakini saa hii tuna diversify hiyo mambo. Tunakuwa kuna kawa kidogo, kuna ng'ombe, kuna kuku, kuna kitchen garden, kuna nyuki. Kwa hivyo hizo biashara zinaleta shilingi nyingine kwa familia.
Na katika masomo hayo tumekuwa tukiwafundisha mambo ya kupanua kilimo. Mtu asitegemee majani chai peke yake, kwa sababu kitu kimoja hakiwezi kukidhi maslahi ya kila mtu.
So we are also here to celebrate the fact that they have received training on record keeping. This is very essential for them to be able to understand whether whatever activities they're taking care of or whatever activities that they are into are profitable in nature.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has lauded the Kenya Kwanza government for what he claimed as a great gains since independence. Wetangula said that since the amalgamation of the 2010 constitution, counties have gained tremendously. Speaking in Mkwea village, Nalondo, during the burial of the late Baraza Mukongo, former Chwele Ward MCA, the Speaker noted that the Kenya Kwanza administration has applied and implemented the regional balance in appointing state officers more than any other administration.
For the affordable housing team to come and build modern hostels for the 2 polytechnics. And they are coming through the office. You will go and show them to build this.
The National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Badi has reiterated the government's commitment to initiate development projects in marginalized areas and bring equity to the sharing of national resources. Badi said that the Kenya Kwanza government will traverse the country to listen to the people and initiate development projects to areas that had been forgotten by previous governments. Badi, who was speaking during a working tour in Bangali sub-county in Tana River, said that all Kenyans pay taxes regardless of their areas and are all entitled to development projects.
Hata mtoto wa miezi moja analipa ushuru.
na unasema watu wengine wako na shares na wengine hawana shares. Sisi zote lazima tuambie hao watu wako na fikira mbovu. Sisi zote wa Kenya, sisi tuko na shares katika hii nchi yetu. Na hiyo ndio sababu viongozi lazima watembee, waende kwa wananchi, wajue ni shida gani wananchi wako nayo. Kuna watu wengine wako na stima mpaka kwa manyumba zao.
And now quickly, let's look at what is happening in the world of sports. Athletics Kenya is confident with the team which will represent the country in next month's World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan. The 20th World Athletic Championship will be held between 13th and the 21st of next month.
The team of 58 athletes concluded their first week of residential training camp both at the High Performance Training Center at Kazimingi Farm in Eldoret for the mid, long distance and marathon runners, while the sprinters are camping in Kasarani.
There's some challenges in certain events like the 10,000 meters and 5,000 meters, but the others like 15 and 800 meters, we are highly competitive and anything goes, because when it comes to the championship, you know, you have to be ready. So we have a very strong team on that. Marathoners, men and women, I still bet that our team is going to do well.
AK is hopeful of qualifying more athletes before the 24th August deadline, with Irene Jeb Kemboi and Winnie B on the verge of becoming the first Kenyan women to book their tickets to the Global Championship in triple jump and javelin respectively.
Every time that you go to a championship, you always hope for the best. And it is no different in this outing also. The federation is hoping that the teams will do very well. On your analysis and also my analysis, yes, most of the events that has happened in Asian countries, Team Kenya has always done well. But we are not going to rest thinking that we'll do automatically well because it's in Asia. So it's going to be very tough.
Kenya will aim to better their 2023 outing in Budapest, Hungary, where they finished 4th overall with 10 medals, 3 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze.
Always surprises are there. When it comes to Kenyan athletes, you will be surprised that they do very well. So, in my opinion, on paper you might look at them as weak. But when it comes to championship, it's a different ball game, because even the athletes who don't perform extremely well during the majors like these marathons, they surprise everybody.
The 20th World Athletics Championships will be held in the Japanese city of Tokyo between the 13th and 21st of next month.
Nigeria's Sophia Ikeruche and Achibong Prestige were the overnight leaders of the under-15 and under-19 categories heading into today's final rounds of the second edition of the African Youth Scrabble Championship. The 2025 Africa Youth Scrabble Championship, which ends today at Brighton International School, attracted a total of 138 from 5 countries.
Nigerian Sophia Ekeruche, who is currently rated the best under-15 player in the continent of Africa, tops the category after the first 12 rounds played over the 3 days since Thursday's opening round. Ekeruche sits above Kenya's Lindsay Cherop, who is second after winning 10 of the 12 matches she has played so far, while Hassan Olojoku from Nigeria is third, also with 10 wins from 12 matches. Achibong Prestige is leading the under-19 category after the first 19 rounds, having won 15 of the 19 matches played.
One of the differences between this competition and the first one is the population of players is more now, meaning that the awareness is there.
Compared to the last 2 years, we only had 2 players. And as of now, we have 12 players who are representing Ghana. So we are very excited, and we just like their momentum and their confidence as well.
Prestige is tied on that score with Aliu Abdul Kudus, also of Nigeria, and Alila Olive of Kenya, who are second and third respectively. The 2025 Africa Youth Scrabble Championship attracted a total of 138 players from only 5 countries, after 6 other nations failed to make it to the tournament due to travel difficulties.
We still had some countries have challenge of maybe their government supporting them to come to this event. Some of them not getting their travel documents like passport in good time. So that those are something beyond their scope.
as a Bright International School, we really appreciate. We've really seen a lot of effort even in our students. So it's not all about hosting. Apart from the fact that we have brought all these countries to our school, we are also appreciating on what Scrabble has done to our students.
Scrabble in itself, being recognized in Kenya, has taken us a journey. I'm proud that for the very first time, we have a student from the coast region, which has been the hardest for us to hit.
16 nations were to compete in the tournament before 5 countries dropped out last month, and another 6 countries also withdrew from the tournament, being held at the Brighton International School in Syokimau, Machakos County.
And now that concludes for sports stories, but do not forget there is a watch party between Kenya versus Zambia. If you're living around Githurai, you'll have the opportunity to watch that particular match at Babadogo grounds, at Claywork grounds, to watch that particular match set to unfold at the Kasarani Stadium. Also, if you cannot make your way there, there are so many screens that have been set up across the capital so that you can see those particular matches. Remember, Chaniko KBC, and of course you can also tune in into our live platform at www.kbcplus.co.ke. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim, the sign language interpreter. At the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli. Let's go Harambee Stars.